Hey everybody, welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have another Link to the Past All Dungeons RMG League match. Actually, we have two right now. We have JaSpieleWilli versus Malmo and Kaesden versus Muffins. On commentary, we have JD Silvergun and DoomTap, and they will take it from here.
Hey, thank you. How's it going, GD? Okay, I made sure to pull up the restream before I said anything stupid, and the races are clearly between the left two racers are racing and the right two racers are racing, and I don't really know everybody's routes. Um, I know Malmo does the late basement clip, and Willie does the boomer route, and I'm looking at Kaesden's splits, and they only have 2 attempted runs. Um, it's looking like some kind of early hook version. And I think the same with Muffins.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Sorry.
can hear you now. I just pinged you because I figured something was wrong.
I couldn't hear you at first either, but it
Oh,
seems like it's working now. Right. Well, I guess we're off. Um, I am joined by world record holder DoomTap, so I think we have an expert today for
uh,
commentary.
oh, I
That's
really
very nice to.
yeah. You say that, but I got worried that Willie left the lamp. But Willie's doing the boomer route, which doesn't require the early lamp. You can just go like normal.
I was concerned as well. I didn't think anyone was doing escape first, except for PH.
Yeah, I
Not to
think
call out
this
PH, but
mhm.
rare these days.
I think this route is like the least amount of learning, I guess, to actually be able to perform the run and not have to like the lowest tolerance for shit kind of thing. You can just go, and like a lot of the clips are quite easy. The hook shot stuff is quite easy. You just have to, getting in the pod is quite easy, so it's reasonable but kind of slow. But in saying that, Willie has the fastest PB out of all of the runners in the race.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for like very strong fundamentals in this category, despite it being a glitched category. I will constantly say that it is still mostly fundamentals and movement. Because as shown, like you said, some of the PBs from NMG runners doing slower routes are quite good.
And if you look at the leaderboard, you still see that Zelda has like a 109 former world record with that route, so it's like it's still good. It's just not the best.
That's an insane time.
Yeah, it definitely was. All right, so we're going to see everybody except for Willie try to perform Lonk. Malmo's in a sticky situation. It looks like Kaesden got it. Looks like Muffins got it, and Malmo's got it as well. We're doing this to preserve EG, I guess, so we can perform it outside on this barrier and escape the castle early.
Yeah, so it turns out that it's faster to do Eastern first, because we want to get the boots and the mirror, and then come back and rescue Zelda later, for those that are not aware. And everyone going to the right side, no bottle basement clip people today, unfortunately.
We might see some of that tomorrow. In the RMG categories, Eastern is kind of like the overworld is a glitch gauntlet of tricks you have to perform in succession, and you often see players reset early in the run just to try to have a good time, I guess, because there's so many tricks. And there's a citrus clip on the Eastern overworld itself, which is optional. We see Muffins not going for it, and Malmo is.
Yeah, it's difficult to save time with this citrus. You pretty much have to get it first or second try if your attempts are quick.
I would say Malmo saved some amount of time there. She had trouble getting into the initial spot.
I feel like that is the hard part of all these clips, is getting in the starting spot. Like, same thing for, like, Clipe and all that.
Yeah. So now we'll see all the players will just go through Eastern like NMG with no boomerang. Willi's trudging his way through Escape and loving it. You probably won't see us speculate too much on who's ahead because of the routing differences. I know the last time that I did a 4-way race commentary in NMG, like I couldn't even keep up with that, and there will be way more going on in this.
Yeah, I think that Malmo is the only one doing a basement clip route, and I think Muffins is doing like the Louis route.
I
And
just looked at their...
Kaesden,
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think Kaesden is doing like a hybrid of like the early hook with 2014, like back half.
Okay, yeah. And I see that the players on the right are both getting the silvers, which I didn't realize at first. According to their splits.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense if you are doing like the early Helmasaur route, especially because these two are like Muffins like has not even run the vanilla game before this, I don't think at all. And Kaesden, I know, has some history with NMG, has gotten at least a few sub 90s, so definitely not bad at the game. But the early Helmasaur is pretty rough in this category for people that aren't like accustomed to it, and even if you are, you can still get like very unlucky patterns that are hard to deal with.
Yeah, and all of the modern routes, you'll get there with 4 hearts maximum, which is pretty scary. Even if you play it well, sometimes you just get hit twice.
Or you get that RNG where it pushes you against the wall, you can't do anything.
I think Malmo actually started doing the late basement clip route as a safety for Helmasaur because she just kept dying there.
Yeah, I used to do like several other routes, and I think I have more consistency getting out of the early game with basement clip than with other routes, honestly.
Yeah. Nice. We see Malmo had a little bit of a struggle, remembering to set her index, but not remembering to catch the pendant. And we see Willi taking the NMG route, except he's allowed to save and quit in this category. And we also see that Malmo is kind of short on arrows, which would be relevant later. Kaesden as well. They might pick up some optional arrows in pod when they're getting the cave state big key. I probably would.
I thought Kaesden did the fight correctly, but maybe had less arrows going in.
Oh, I didn't catch how it happened. I just see the number on the HUD. Actually, Kaesden and Malmo have the same HUD numbers.
Willi with only 1 rupee. So far behind. And so Muffins having a little trouble with spin speed, which is, you know, notoriously kind of an annoying trick in this game that is performed frequently. Both remembering to go the correct way for this category, or on the right side. Around Astrala's house.
Yeah, it's just slightly faster, because the statue isn't in the way, because it's not there. Because we're in the rain state. I guess this is the part where we talk about doing the new DMA that is 5 years old. Muffins just raw dogs it. He just hits the pixel and hits the diagonal. Typically, you do what Malmo's doing and you use the spin to buffer your diagonal input. Willi is in danger. Okay, all clear.
Yeah, that was an unusual setup for Muffins. Like, I honestly don't even do it this way, even though it is faster if you do it right. I just boot clip, like mash straight through, because I don't want to do spin speed.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
We have so many spin speeds in the run already, especially if you do basement clip.
Yeah. You can kind of see in Kaesden's movements how he was pretty rigid with the clip, like not really knowing what to do, taking it step by step. And once you see the good players do it, well, I shouldn't word it like that. You see the more experienced players do it, and it's very fluid, usually.
So Muffins is offsetting a mirror portal to get the early silvers. This takes advantage of the fact that Link has a global and a local position, so by wrapping the screen, we're able to place a mirror portal inside the castle courtyard. And this setup for descending the mountain is a pretty recent one. We call it Silver Surfer because it involves a swim clip with fake flippers.
Yeah, it would look really cool if you could actually see what was going on.
And meanwhile, Malmo has clipped into Palace of Darkness with a bomb clip we call Kiki Skip.
Malmo will be going to get the big key immediately, but this won't actually be for Pod. It'll be for Caves and Desert and Hera and Hyrule Castle. And later on, she'll have to do some shenanigans to open the Pod big door, which we can explain that when we get there. Oh, and also grabbing the hammer. Very important.
Yes, the hammer is critical to the 80
Uh-oh.
RMG right. Oh.
Is that how bad is that?
I think that's a disaster. I think that we're back at Uncle now.
Well, I didn't see what happened. I only saw the result.
So Kaesden was going for like the regular DMD, like the bonk DMD. Only in the light world, it's different than in the dark world. So I'm guessing they didn't tap right before doing the bonk. Would be my guess.
Yeah, because you can't just neutral dash. I don't think in the light world version.
Yeah. Yes, definitely not. There is a safe version of that DMD where you can like boots clip into a spot and then hold down. But it's not very well known.
It looks like in the race room, Kaesden is forfeit, which I wouldn't blame them. That's pretty devastating.
Yeah, I mean, that was like a 10-minute time loss. However, we've seen in RMG racing, maybe not in league losses like that before that have been recovered from, but it takes a lot of willpower to not forfeit in this kind of situation. Like, and even if you don't forfeit, you still are going to be upset about it. That is quite unfortunate, but GG's to Kaesden, and
I'm sure we'll see worse things happen throughout the league. You just kind of hope it doesn't happen to you in your race.
Yeah, somebody hard locked on the Ice Rod map wrap recently, which is similarly like a 9-minute time loss or so. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, I think that was Spleeby.
Yeah, so Muffins, the first to rescue Zelda in the more traditional, well, not traditional, but the more modern AD way, but using the mirror. straight to Sanctuary. It's very convenient.
Yeah, we didn't talk about what was going on too much. Like, Muffins did the Silver Surfer trick, as we call it, to go get the silvers, and then they're already in the castle area, so they'd broken back into there, and you just do escape while you're there. With the mirror, it's super fast.
Yeah, silvers in this category, it provides a lot of safety, and it only loses about a minute or less if you are very good at using them.
I would think it's less, but I haven't timed it myself, so I don't know.
I compared it like on my route, but I guess because it depends on your route. If you do basement clip, you have to death warp on the spikes to preserve the portal, so that's probably slower than what Muffins was doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think most of us that are participating in the league have mentally accepted that we probably won't all have good runs, and disasters like this will happen. And I think for a while, people have debated doing an all dungeons league, and we always come to the conclusion that, oh, it's too volatile, or it's too hard, or whatever. It's not a good race category. But here we are, still doing it. So
we see Willi
go
and
ahead.
Muffins have, unlike Malmo when she visited this dungeon earlier, Malmo did not leave and re-enter, so she remained in cave state, so by leaving and re-entering, it resets the dungeon to its normal state. And since they are not doing any basement clip routes, they're just going to complete the dungeon normally in one trip and then be done with it. And meanwhile, Malmo is setting up for early hookshot.
Mm-hmm. Malmo will actually be using the pod cave state big key that we'd stolen to traverse from Hera to Swamp to open this big chest to get the hookshot early. And then she will just... Normally you would leave and come back later to kill Moldorm, but I think she kills Moldorm as a safety to get a refill and an extra heart container because Thieves Town is difficult.
Yeah, sometimes the Hellway just says no in Thieves Town. It can be a little obnoxious. Okay, so Malmo has some very nice fake clippers. Gets the diagonal stairs immediately and no delay on the 1 frame release.
Something funny that happened was she only had 6 arrows, so she couldn't actually mess up the arrow shots.
Nice hammer dash from Muffins. Nice second hammer dash. Alright, turtles for Willi. Oh, I wasn't expecting that RMG strat with the wrong sword, but he gets it done nonetheless. I don't know if it was muscle memory or if he always does it like that.
I'm not totally sure.
Our sword is too puny to do the strat, unfortunately.
So yeah, while most of us will agree that the Master Sword sucks, it is nice to have it here if you could. But in glitch categories, that just doesn't happen. The Master Sword stinks.
Compared to the amount of effort it takes to get it, it definitely is a pretty raw deal, I mean. Alright, so... Muffin's having a little bit of a rough time with the turtles. There is a hammer-only strat, but it is slightly RNG susceptible. Sometimes they just aren't in the right places. Malmo did Death Mountain Descent because we don't have any gloves yet, so this is our way of reaching like the main area of the Dark World.
We'll see all the players do this similar thing. They'll do the Death Mountain Descent into Thieves Town, into Skullwoods, and grab the book. That'll be pretty static between all the players.
So Willie had a good Helmasaur fight, and not taking any damage.
Oh no. Oh no!
Oh god, and the door block on top of well, that was handled nicely.
Yeah.
That was pretty horrible RNG. I don't think that even the God Pixel would have helped there necessarily, but I'm not 100% sure. But I wanted to ask your opinion on something. It looked like she was holding left out of the door, and I think that's not correct because you want to cardinal up onto the God Pixel. What do you think about that?
If she was holding left, then that is incorrect, yes. But I didn't see that. I'm going to pretend like it didn't happen.
Maybe I'm mistaken, but or
Maybe
maybe
it's
she
race
just missed
curves
it.
or something.
I could be wrong. I thought maybe she did, but regardless. So, Muffins is going to do a clip that Malmo did not have to do because of having the cave key and not needing to use the Hera key for its intended purpose. She didn't have to steal this key that Muffins is going to steal right now, because Muffins is going to use it in Swamp and still have the Hera key to get the Hera big key. Or use the small key to get the big key. I think I may have explained that a little poorly, sorry.
On Willie's side, we get to see all of the Hera dungeon, all of the DLC rooms. Very fun and exciting. We have a question in chat. Is Willie doing any glitches? He's done a couple so far. He's doing the 2014 route, which is probably the least creative to the ones available to us.
As Willie did the DMA, he doesn't have a glove, so he did... I think that's the only one he did so far.
And the Kiki
and
skip.
the Kiki skip, obviously, yeah, to get to Pod.
He didn't do the bumper skip, though.
Unfortunate. For as many glitches there are in this game, it is still difficult to play the game normally, so I have to give him slack for not getting the bumper skip.
Oh, wait, why is he using the sword? Oh, okay, he'd already done a sword hit. My bad. I'm a bad commentator.
Yeah, we have 3 racers to watch. Give yourself some slack. Malmo had an uneventful blind fight, which is as it should be.
And yeah, this is the part of the race where Willie and Muffins will just be following Malmo's footsteps until, or for some period of time. At least through Skullwoods.
Oh, it's Willi performing the DMD, in case you missed it earlier on Malmo's side, and Muffins is having some pretty atrocious petting zoo RNG. Well, didn't get the fireballs from above, at least. Yeah, so Malmo is a fan of the double quick warp setup. If you walk all the way to the right after picking up the frog, it's a free quick warp. Have to see if anyone goes for frog door later. Muffins successfully did their fake clippers, and they are leaving, doing the... Yeah, this from the splits, it looks like just a standard Louis route, which will come back and defeat Moldorm later. We want to use the health refill before Meyer, because Meyer is a pretty dangerous dungeon. We won't have that many hearts, and we want sword beams.
Yeah. In Willi's route, he will be completing Desert first, I think, just to get that refill. Well, that's not the only reason, but...
For talking about the frog door. I have no answer. I can only tell you I did not invent the name of it.
I was just going to ignore the question.
A good statue for Malmo.
Oh goodness, Willi is having a conveyor bridge.
That room, sometimes it gets you.
He dashed up or he dashed to the right initially, which is what caused that. It makes you a little bit too fast, so you get hecked up by the jelly a lot of the time. We see on Malmo's screen, she's choosing to bonk over the pit, preserve health, and remembering the slash the Ropa, which I always forget to do. I don't know if she wanted that fairy or not. Probably not.
I would assume not, because beams are notoriously bad for Mothula. Okay, good blind fight for Willi. A good RNG with the fire snake, you love to see it.
We see Muffins has 26 silver arrows. I think that's enough for the rest of the run. I don't think they need any more.
Perhaps, I mean... How many eyeballs does Vitreous have?
9 plus the big one. I guess they
Might need a couple more.
Yeah, another 5. Malmo had a
Right.
nice moth fight. Got the early double, and then a nice poke dash, and then was a little bit out of range to get the last hit quickly, but it worked out well.
Yeah, it was quick. We see Willi does go for the frog door, so if he is successful with his A press, we will see him talk to the frog from quite far away, and he will not have to pick up any rocks. Saves a little bit of time over the double quick orb strat, not too much though.
Oh, he's just not doing it. Even better.
Hmm.
I think this is worse than what Malmo did.
I think this is where Malmo does her shopping, ether into flippers.
Yeah, this is from the 2014 route. We'll also see Willi do this. We saw Malmo do at the ether tablet. There's a semi new strat where you just ream your face into the right side of the tablet, and then you do a quick down up, and you can just read it from there. Oh, we're blocked. Incredible.
And yeah, Malmo also showcasing why people don't like to do this route anymore. Unfortunately.
She even did the safe movement, and it just wasn't safe.
There is an alternative to the Louis shopping, but it's not well known. You can do Zora with Desert and Ice Rod with Ice Palace, doing the Brahmin strats, and it only loses about 10 seconds to optimal dungeon order.
That's not too bad.
I believe Malmo actually does the Brahmin Ice Rod clip after Ice Palace.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Apparently Muffins did Frog Door, according to chat, and I missed it.
Well, good on them for showcasing the strat. Willi doing a spin and a bonk, a very, he wanted to make sure that the bomb jump worked. Muffins did the dash that they are well known for. I believe it does not save any time. But I suppose they're just kind of obligated to continue doing it at this point.
Yeah, you have to do it now, forever. So we see Malmo's in... Malmo went immediately to the back of Desert, and that's a consequence of getting the pod key in the cave state. She can skip this big key and just go directly to the boss, which is a big part of the time save of her route.
I think the only time save that she's losing out on from the basement clip route is not skipping the brewery, but it's just at least like 15 seconds, but it's still, basement clip saves an absurd amount of time, so she still is getting most of it.
Yeah. I like that the basement clip has become way more mainstream. I think maybe even a year ago, almost nobody was running it, and now it's like pretty common to just... People are just doing it. They just want to do the trick. It's fun.
Yeah, the Strats Requiem has started, you know, making well known, has definitely made a lot more people go for it. I think it's unfortunate that the Samaria helps with the two easy parts of the trick, not the hard part, which is the teleport.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got a lot more people to do it nonetheless, though, so it is nice to see.
So we saw Muffins took an intentional death somewhere because he had one heart. I think it was after Mummy's statue. And he mirrored because I think he was scared of the fake light world and the crystal dropping. But I don't think that's relevant here, is it? In Skullwoods?
Not for Skullwoods. The three that are Pod, Mire, and Ice. And because we're saving and quitting after this dungeon, it was not required, but if in doubt, I don't blame him for being safe.
Yeah.
And not trusting the hand either. Just making absolutely certain they weren't gonna have to redo the dungeon. A bit of an untraditional strat, but it worked.
Yeah, it was surprisingly fast. I thought there would be more flailing for having beams.
Yeah, exactly. Curious if Willy's going to walk around or if it will clip over the wall in some way. So not doing the bomb clip, but you could still clip over the wall here if you want to. And nope, we're just lifting up the rock.
This is one of the worst screens in this route. Like, even if you do the safe thing, you just get destroyed sometimes.
Yeah, not a fan of this overworld, but personally. Oh, he lines up from all the way over there. There's actually a queue for this teleport with the sword touching the green line next to the dirt.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to be very bad at using the Link sprite for overworld glitches because I actually learned glitches in Rando first, and that teleport is also in all bosses.
Yeah, I used to struggle a lot with the teleport queues too. I couldn't remember them, and I would just constantly fail. I would think it was right, and it was exactly wrong. We saw Muffins had a really good hair pot. His first try, he just glided in.
Very nice. Alright, so Vitreous Fight for Malmo. This is another reason people like to get silvers in this category. But generally it's fine if you just do the strat.
Ooh. Yeah, that was
Unfortunately
fine.
missed that arrow. It was still a good fight though. No unintentional damage was taken.
We see Muffins doing what do we call that? The super drop, the DMD.
Yeah, super drop, super jump.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool trick. It gets us to the bottom of the overworld map pretty quickly, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll see a scrolly scroll.
Yeah, I talked this up in one of the races and it didn't happen, unfortunately. Okay. But yeah, this is a crowd pleaser, definitely. Sing the long ether in the sky with the scroll. And scrolling the screen actually does save frames over not scrolling it. If you press down before you press Y to open Mire, depending on which, if you get a first frame Y press, you get an even faster scroll. Malmo was not going for the quick warp, but had a good overworld otherwise.
Well, I thought that quick warp was free, wasn't it? You just stand on the left side. I think.
I think you have to be a little bit off from it, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's what, well, she didn't, I don't, okay, yeah, she got it on the way back, and she was standing further to the right, so I think she did not get it on the first one, but at least getting one of them is nice. Saves a little bit of time. Boost from the fire snake. I don't think that saves time though, unfortunately.
It could have been worse. It was fine, but it wasn't faster. We get to see Malmo do the only exciting thing in the Swamp Palace split, the diver down.
Yeah, that was nice. First try, and no extra buffers. I was thinking that this route has a lot of health. I'm used to coming from Link's house, and like if you get hit once, you're like almost dead. If you're like unlucky enemies on the overworld or anything like that.
Yeah, the bombers. Malmo gets a free and easy one cycle on Argus. On Willy's side, we'll see he's going to do the alternate method to get the hookshot, the slower thing that we used to do when we were stupid. And it's fine. It's fine, and it's like pretty easy.
It's still faster than doing the swamp dungeon normally. We don't have to go get the big key.
Yeah. I think he does the bomb clip.
Yeah, this looks like a setup for that.
I think he's on the leftmost pixel, so he'll have to either move 5 pixels up or 4 up and 1 right. Yeah, he does the right first.
Yeah, I used to do this before I knew
jeez.
better, and it's, yeah. The only way to guarantee you get on the good spot is you have to buffer exactly 1 frame right before dashing left. Otherwise, you have to make a lot of weird adjustments.
And he did not get that. He it wasn't even close. Malmo gets a gold swamp. He's actually ahead of PB pace. No pressure.
Muffins, unfortunately, not getting spooky. But presumably should still be good on route. See, 1 for Ice Rod, 1 for TR. Yeah, they'll be able to get more in Swamp if they need them. Oh, Malmo going for the new Spaces wrap, which mirror wrapping to the right to go left, and it just works.
Yeah, that's
because
pretty
of a
cool.
collision kick.
She had some struggles getting the mirror wrap, along with getting in the door. I don't know where it is from here. I know it's to
Yeah,
the
it's
left, but I don't know
yeah,
where.
yeah, this is the visual you get from all bosses. Does a lot of screen wrapping to get there, and it's funny how I wasn't expecting to see like the terrain look the same.
I don't know what causes it in this route. I see it sometimes. It's typically after a failure. That's all I know. Or
Yeah,
a
moving
failed
the
mirror
screen
wrap.
back and forth too many times confuses the game. A nice icebreaker. Using the menu buffer to get on the spot to place the block.
Yeah, that's very good. And Malmo will be opting to get the blue mail, which is it's sort of a meme, but it's not really. Like it would be a lot better if you got it earlier in the run.
Yeah, I think if you're not, pushing like a top time, there's no shame in doing it.
Yeah.
It just provides a lot of safety. Like if you make especially even if it's just on Ganon, like if you make a mistake and like walk into him, like the damage decrease is substantial.
Is it half or is it? No, I think it's you take 6 hearts on a hug. I don't know.
Instead of 8, I believe that's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, 3 instead of 4 on fire bats. No, not that's something that happens commonly, but it's just a nice extra cushion if you do make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Malmo was the one that got me to get blue mail. I don't remember what the time loss for it is offhand, but it is not very much.
No.
Really good fight.
Mm-hmm. Willi as well. He did the 4 heart fight. So yeah, this is the part of Malmo's route where she has to repay her debt in Pod. She has to go and open the big door, and then go back in and do the same clip to get in the big door that she just opened.
Well, the second clip is not required.
Oh yeah, I don't think she actually does that, right? I think she just. I'm not sure. Maybe in races she just walks to the back.
Yeah, but because we don't actually have the pod big key, it must be opened in cave state.
Mm-hmm.
But for the second one, it is quite tight to save time on it over going normally, so it's not uncommon for people to skip that. If you're not super confident in your teleport, like the teleport is really the hard part because it requires 1 frame motions, whereas the rest of the steps have a little bit more leniency. Malmo did do the Brahmin Ice Rod strat, but elected to save a bomb and teleported into the cave.
Yeah, I think she always does that. I don't know. I don't know what's faster there from that direction. I know there's like a super fast strat with blowing up the bomb door while you fall or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think the teleport can save time, no matter how fast you do it, but she's quite good at it, though, so she didn't lose much time, I would say.
On Muffin's screen, we saw he did the ice rod map wrap, which is incredibly dangerous. You saw that he was walking very precisely. If you move to the right at all on that screen, you hard block your game. It's really
Yeah,
fun.
so if you overshoot the entrance, it's really easy to get nudged to the right, and he was very careful.
We saw Muffin's screen. He does a mirror wrap to Turtle Rock, going to the laser bridge entrance first. Basically the same thing we did for Ice Palace.
But fortunately, this mirror app allows us to skip most of the dungeon, like the difficult half, rather. I think Malmo had a bit of an issue getting a slot 0 block.
Yeah, that wasn't a slot 0 block. I think so. She got the initial block, and then I think she just pressed the wrong button and picked up the block, and then had some other issues. And the second block wasn't slot 0, which caused her to go up the stairs for some reason. I don't think that's a slot 0 either.
Yeah, I think this actually might be easier to do on the right side because of the Samaria beams. But I don't actually do this method, so...
Okay. Oh, okay. So it was a slot 0 block. I think maybe we didn't have enough lamps on the screen when we picked it up.
So for those that are not aware, there are 3 steps to this trick. The first step is the super speed, and then the teleport, which she just did those. And now we have to clip through the rail. That was a pretty quick teleport, especially for select buffers.
The clip went pretty well, and the teleport went pretty well. It was just the super speed, which is typically not what you see people struggle with.
Willi is walking to Ice Palace?
Yeah.
And swimming, I guess.
I don't know the correct way to do this, but I'm pretty positive this isn't correct.
Yeah, overshooting the door does not seem optimal.
But I don't think anybody practices this, so it's just whatever.
Hey, Bonk set up for the bomb clip. Gets it, first try, nice. So, very important, Malmo needs to mirror, which she does.
If you don't mirror there, when you kill a Helmosaur, the crystal won't spawn, and it's a bad time. And I think if Malmo was planning to do the basement clip, she probably can't even now because of her magic. But I don't believe she was anyway.
Yeah, I think she doesn't normally do it, because she's routing the dungeons in such a way, Normally, I think people will do Turtle Rock in between the two pod visits to make sure they have enough magic for the super speed and for the buffers in the rail.
Mm-hmm.
But however, she is avoiding 2 seconds of text by doing Turtle Rock last, as Zelda will scold you if you don't save all the maidens before rescuing her.
Yeah, it's weird how in this game where the dungeon completion isn't really tied to anything in the Dark World. Like in the Light World, you need to get the Master Sword to continue, and that's all linear. But in the Dark World, you could just harvest all of the dungeon items and then move on if you really wanted to.
I actually used to do that when I was a kid, just messing around.
I
I
didn't
had
do
seen
that
my
at
brother
all.
play the game, so I kind of knew how it worked before I started playing it. So, it looks like... yeah, or not, sorry, not Louis, Willie. I was thinking Louis because Muffins did the Louis hop. So Willie looks like he's actually a little bit ahead of Malmo. They both have to go to Troll Rock now. Well, he
Okay.
needs the ice rod still, so it's probably really close, actually.
How does he get the ice rod? I wonder if he must do the old
He's
thing, I assume, where you
he's
just
probably
swim
just gonna
around.
swim. Yeah. Well, there is also... I don't know what it's called, but I've seen Aerie do something really interesting when he was doing the 2014 route.
Oh yeah, the hookshot screen wrap thing. I think that's an FSG thing, and it's really cool. I doubt we'll be seeing it here.
Unfortunate, but nonetheless, Willie is approaching Ice Rock Cave, and Malmo is in a crystal cutscene, so this looks really close.
Yeah, I think Willie's a little bit ahead. Probably, I don't know, 10 seconds.
Yeah, Willie is just a little bit ahead here. Oh, but he's losing time on the left side, DMA.
I You'd think with the hook shot he'd do the right side part because it's like just way easier with the hook shot.
Malmo not even using the hook shot, and she went a little bit too high. Alright. Willie, TR climb, and first try mirror wrap. Malmo gets a fairy. Also first try. Lost his balance for a second, but was able to remain on the path. This is a really cool room in reverse, I think, if done correctly.
Yeah, I think the whole dungeon is just more fun in reverse, which is definitely not something the developers thought of.
Fortunately, neither of them got the room correctly, but it's okay. I think what happened with Willie is that he was too close to open the wall. You have to be standing a little bit away when you do the bonk.
Yeah, there's some weird properties to the bonk walls. And I don't understand why they're like that.
He also got trolled by the enemies that, I don't know if it was because he took too long to open the door, but like sometimes it takes them a while to spawn and sometimes it doesn't. Like the little guys that come out of the door. I don't know what they're
Yeah.
called.
I forget what they're called, and I think this was actually something that was memed about in the 2020 tournament, but I forget the context.
Nice peg maze from Willi, very well executed.
I haven't seen that before. I wonder if it's what the speed difference is between the pot. I think the good thing about lifting the pot for the second switch is that it's just not laggy.
Alright, behind the back strats from Willi. Is the first phase done? Malmo also going for the same strat.
You see Muffins also walking to Ice Palace.
Oh, I wouldn't have expected that.
I wouldn't have either. I thought that Muffins is pretty comfortable with those kind of glitches. Maybe he just didn't want to. All he has to do is finish the race and he wins his race in the league for week 1.
That is a good point.
But he is also on PB pace. I don't know how much that would affect his decision making. But I also would suspect that he hasn't performed that many runs. I think Willi's golded the last 4 splits. Mire, Swamp, Ice, and Turtle Rock. So he's only plus 18, which is pretty good. Malmo took a little bit of a hit on her PB pace with the Ice Palace stuff.
I think she lost time on basement clip as well.
Oh,
but
yeah. I forgot about that.
Alright, so both of them opting for the old man heal, so no one is gaining any time on that. In the spike skip room, you gotta watch out for that guy. He's just really annoying.
I think she also has to watch out for the spike that doesn't move. I don't know, is that a problem when this happens? We'll see, I guess. I lied.
Not
Disregard.
for this route.
Okay.
I think if you're doing like hookless categories, that's more of a problem because you can't bonk across the gap anymore.
Okay, right, yeah. I'm a dummy.
I don't know why the torch key does that sometimes, but I feel like it's kind of rare though, because I always get that key, and I don't usually see that happen.
Oh, it's something to do with the Stalfos, if you make him jump, but maybe when he doesn't throw his bone, I don't know. Somebody can correct me.
Alright, good ice armos for Willi.
Oh
I
no.
don't think that's the strat Malmo meant to do. I feel like an input got eaten or something, and she didn't lay the bomb right away.
I'm not sure. I think she wanted the chest, but I don't know. I don't remember how to do that method.
Well, she can get the magic pot in the spike room to mitigate some of that damage. The magic is more concerning than the health, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, and there's a pot in Gauntlet 3, the bottom left one, and there's one after Lammolas 2, and the first Gauntlet enemy that drops something will also drop a magic pot if she opts to pick that up.
Willi getting shafted by Cannonball RNG. I think even if you get the good RNG, like, signal from the front half, you can still get screwed on the back half sometimes.
I think sometimes, so I'm not knowledgeable enough of the room to speculate on it.
I've been playing with it a lot because I'm trying to fix my GT issues.
Oh, she got the magic for free. She didn't even have to go out of her way to get it. That was huge.
Yeah, very nice. Will getting some bad RNG from Landmo, of course. But one of them always gets away.
Nice comfy gauntlet from Malmo. I'm not worried. The hard part's over, as far as the safety's concerned, I think? Question mark?
You should be fine. Solid climb. I was thinking that makes sense probably to get the heal. I thought more people would skip it just to try to be faster, but there's a lot of the NMG like damage boost strats, like the bomb wall, are interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know how much time that one saves?
Not really.
That's fine.
It's not as much as you think compared to. There's another decent strat that you don't see people do often. It's like a low legacy strat where you bonk against the upper wall to get around the spike, and that one's pretty comparable to the damage boost.
Oh, I actually do that strat because I've seen like Yuzuhara and other people do it.
Yeah, that one's pretty good for not taking damage. I think Willi had a 3-cycle Agatu. It might have been a 2 because he's flailing around. But yeah, as far as the heal goes, I don't really know what's better. I've done a lot of thinking about it, and there's so many variables. Like, it depends. You have to account for the refill after the castle tower, and I don't know what's better in any circumstance. I just do the most aggressive thing and hope that it works out. But if you finish castle tower with high health and full magic, you can save like almost 4 seconds on the refill, so I don't know. I think you just do whatever's comfy.
Yes, Malmo, clape. Somebody's got to do it. Dang it.
Oh, we got it. Oh no.
Oh, she had it twice and lost it twice.
Yeah.
Oh well. It's the thought that counts. Nice spear guards from Willi.
Yeah, that's the strat I do too. I stole it from Yuzuhara. There was a different strat where you fire on the bats, but I couldn't ever make it consistent.
Yeah, I like that strat as well. As long as you don't rush the inputs, it seems like it's not too hard. Just, you know, Link has to face the right way, which is sometimes easier said than done, but it works. Malmo favoring a hookshot climb. Muffins is getting trolled by Moldorm, went for the hover, but immediately got attacked. Alright, so Muffins has crossed the gap.
An easy second try. We just get Aga on every screen.
It's a bit much, I have to say. We can bear through it.
I think that was a 4 cycle from Muffins, but it might have been a 3.
Oh, let's go.
They got a nice
a
fight.
Muffins winner in my heart. The only one who successfully clapped.
I didn't count the blue balls, but it looked like Willi's count was pretty low.
Oh, I can't even pay attention to my own Aga 1 fight, let alone, like, someone else's. So for those that don't know, the clip that Muffins did actually does save time. You can despawn the bat and summon the bird, so it saves a few seconds. And it looks really cool. That was the reason I learned it, but...
And it's not too hard, and there's like usually no punishment unless you keep the bat on screen for longer by accident.
I think that was enough hits. Yep, 1 extra for good measure. Nice 1-on-1 from Willi. Did you see that Muffins, that spear guard room?
No, I missed it.
Something weird happened where, like, the arrow, like, blocked the spear but also hit the enemy at the same time. It looked like something weird happened there.
I'm inclined to go look, but I probably shouldn't right now. Willi going for cape spins. He missed the first one, but he gets the second one to recuperate.
Hey, Malmo also gets the 1-1, but Willi has defeated Ganon, so he is going to be the winner of this race. Let's get our GGs in chat for Willi. Well, that's, yeah, I've made that mistake before, but fortunately Malmo didn't fall.
Yeah.
There's some weird interactions with holding your sword out and like when Ganon warps towards you.
Yeah, you have to be pretty careful not to... You can poke him from a surprisingly long distance away if Ganon is by Link's left hand, like anywhere close to it.
Very close race. Let's get our GGs in chat for Malmo as well.
Yeah, Willi finishing with a 1:14.36, Malmo with a 1:15.55.
And Muffins not too far behind either. Doing Ganon now.
Yeah, and according to his splits, he's near. How far ahead is he? Jeez.
It's
2 minutes,
like about
20 seconds ahead.
Yeah,
Golden
that's
Aga.
yeah, very exciting to see all three runners like a Ganon apart or less. Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a pretty competitive race, and if like we can see the splits in the commentary thing, and the splits look like all dungeon splits, where there's some good ones and then there's some really bad ones because that's the nature of the category.
Too true. Okay, huge GG's for Muffins. This is a massive PB.
So we're joined by Malmo in the commentary. GG's.
Thanks.
GG.
And we're also joined by Willi. GG's.
GG's.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. GG's.
So I don't remember what happened to Willi to make him. Initially, he was quite far behind his splits, like 50 seconds or something, and he golded. I think it was Mire, Swamp, Ice, and Turtle Rock all in succession.
Jesus. Well,
Yeah.
I had a disaster in Basement Clip. I lost like a minute, well, a little less, but I also lost some time in Ice with Mirror App. It's all overworld.
Yeah, I might have cursed you there. I think I said you were on PB pace after Swamp, and then I said no pressure, and then that was it.
The thing is that against Willi, I needed to be ahead coming out of entering TR because that's where we sync up, and my GT is not going to be as good.
Yeah, my GT was not good either, so everything's fine. Yeah, but yeah, fine. Yeah, I mean, the early game was pretty bad for me. Things happened in the pod split, things happened in the Eastern split, and in all early splits, I guess. And the mid game was, I don't know what was there, but it was really good for me. I mean, I golded 4 segments in a row, I guess, and yeah. It is what it is, man. I don't know. It is quite well. I got lucky with Aghanim. 2, 1 blue ball is pretty awesome. I don't know.
I got 3, which is I never complain about 3. It's the most common one.
Yeah, 3 is good too. But 1 is way too good for this run. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I had like the run I expected, except I wasn't expecting the back half to be so bad. The pod stuff, the ice stuff and pod stuff was really frustrating because it was just like missing stupid things that I shouldn't really have to practice. Like Kiki, I do it 3 times per run. You'd think I could do it reliably now, but no. There's just so many spin speeds in this category. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I was having trouble getting my spin speed and basement clip because I was like a tile away from the cane and my spin speed picked up the cane anyway. I didn't understand. It teleported into my hand from a tile away. I was so mad about that. And then I got the bad bounce, which I don't even think was my fault. But it disappeared before I could get in the door, even though I was right next to the door.
Yeah, I'm not very. I don't know much about what happens when you fail that. Like, I couldn't explain anything that happened there other than it sucks. Maybe somebody else can explain it better.
Yeah, the bad bounce is the one part of that I felt like wasn't actually my fault. Everything else was just like I'd also placed a not slot 0 Samaria in the retry, which I didn't really understand because I did the same thing I always do.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I didn't realize it was not slot 0 until it failed.
It
obviously,
work. Yeah, it's stupid. It shouldn't be. Just spam Y. It should work. Yeah, I guess.
Well, Willi, I wanted to give you a little credit. The 730 GT in all dungeons is perfectly fine. I mean, didn't you read the rules? You can't have a good GT in all dungeons.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Yeah.
What about Muffins? Muffins PB. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Muffins is here with us. GG's Muffins.
GG's.
GG's.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
No, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm very new to the mode. I've never run NMG, and this is, I don't know. I'm still probably in single-digit finished runs, so I'm pretty happy with a 2.5 minute PB.
Mm-hmm. Huge. Was anybody watching the race?
No. Never.
No.
I had it in picture just to see if I needed to try hard in the end game. Like, Fire Red Torch Glitch is the thing I change whether I do that based on what kind of pace I'm on. Mm-hmm. So if I was like a little bit behind Willi going into Ganon, I would need to.
I had it in a tab in the background, but I think I switched once and then decided it was too stressful and changed my mind.
Yeah, Kaesden has some issues doing the Light World DMD. They ended up hard locking, and when they saved and quit, when they reset their console, they were back at Uncle, so they lost probably 10 minutes of progress.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is why they forfeit.
I
saw the forfeit
at Uncle, and I knew that the only way you get there from silvers is by hard locking, because you should have the spawn. Mm-hmm. If you soft lock, you should be able to go to Sanctuary, and you lose your silvers, but you can still rescue Zelda and continue your run. But if you end up at Uncle, it's because you hard locked. Do we know what caused the hard lock?
I didn't see specifically what caused it. I mean, obviously we hit down, but I don't know what led to that.
Kaesden in chat said that they hit left instead of right, because they were going for like the standard DMD, not the Silver Surfer, where you have to hit right before you do the bonk.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, a confirmation from chat.
that's true. I guess there's a safer version of that where you clip into the top of the rail and just hold down. You can't hardlock doing that unless you quick hop. And
I was saying that it's not well known.
If your clips are fast enough, it's not even slower. As long as you like beat the sword spin, you're saving time over bonking.
I think you don't even have to beat the sword spin because you spin speed anyway to clip in the other one.
That's true. And also you just don't let go of B and you just hold down. Then you really don't need to beat the sword spin.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just faster. I recommend it. You don't have to clip very far and you can just mash. You don't have to, it's not precise. You could also just learn Brahmin silvers and that's less likely to hardlock. It can still hardlock though. I've seen someone do it.
Everything can hardlock if you try hard enough.
My last chance to hardlock in this run is Ice Rod, which is not even. I have to really screw up to hardlock that. So it's nice to know that like once I'm out of ice, I'm not going to hardlock, but the route I do is a little bit more evenly distributed in difficulty. Used to be that like once I'm out of thieves, I'm fine, but now it's like I got basement clip in the end game, and so on.
I was practicing the double quick hop to get to Zora area from TR, but I only saw it like earlier in the week, and so I was practicing that, and it was going fine. And I did a practice run earlier, and then hard locked because I pressed down and hit the transition from the wrong side.
You have to, you have to react to getting it right. You have to be ready to hold upright, which is like you're fine until you start getting it right, and then it's dangerous.
Huge congrats, though, Muffins. Like, it took me a long time to get a 117, and you just got it after just a few runs, so that's extremely impressive.
Thanks. I'm happy. I enjoy this. This run. I haven't. This is literally the first speed run of anything I've done. So, being a glitched rando player, it appeals to me a lot, and I enjoy it. So, I imagine I'll keep going for a little while at least.
There's still 2 weeks of
forward
league
to racing with
Well,
you.
yeah, there's still 2 weeks of league. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything left to say. We do have another race tonight, Requiem versus Tam at 10 p.m. Eastern. And I guess if anybody has anything they want to say, they can let it rip.
Yeah, huge GGs to everyone who does the FAWT shit. It's impossible, man. I don't know. I practice it for 8-10 hours. I can't get one try, dude. It's way too hard. So huge props to everything. I'm very glad that all the basic boomer clips that I done went pretty well. I'm pretty cool with that. And yeah, thanks you for commentating and for running and for the race to everyone. And yeah, thank you to GSR, stuff like that, Thank you.
Yeah, same. Thanks everyone for running the restream, and GG's you guys for the race. GG's to Kaesden as well.
Okay, that's my cue to wrap us up. So thanks everyone for watching today. Thank you to all of our runners, Willi, Malmo, Muffins, and Kaesden. And of course our commentators, DoomTap and JD Silvergun. Thank you both so much. This was fun. I love a doubleheader, so yeah. We're gonna head over to ZSR main where they're about to start a Wind Waker randomizer race. But yeah, if you want more RMG, keep an eye on the RMG Discord. So, best place to find out about upcoming races. So, hope you enjoy the race on ZSR, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.